Alright, everybody, this is the Swiss Army Nerd Sports Center. Boom, hit it. Highlights. Alright, everybody, and welcome to the Swiss Army Nerd Podcast, Sports Center Edition. This is your host, John Sturkrod, and my co-host,
Steven Cochran.
That's right, I nailed that shit.
You got it this time.
And now I'm going to go ahead and do this.
Congratulations. You're the only person I know that forgot their own name. How was Julio going down the throat?
Oh my god, that's what you wanted to say?
Yeah.
It was a little salty. I think I put too much salt in my hand.
Should probably tell him to eat some more pineapple.
Oh my god. Pineapples, bitch. Well,
Alright.
I got $3. Anyway, we're going to hop right into it. So let's start with the NCAA championship. That is tonight. And it's Villanova. Is that it? Villanova?
Villanova versus Michigan.
Michigan, what is it? Wolverines? All right, so who was your pick? Wasn't it the Maryland or the
I had Chicago.
Yeah,
Loyola.
Yep, they at least they were a closer game than Kansas.
I just like underdogs.
Yeah.
Like after my team destroyed Syracuse and slapped them in the face and brought them back to reality.
What team was that?
Syracuse.
They weren't in the Final Four, though. Right?
I know, but...
So they're equally as...
No, we made it further. Fuck off.
Listen, it only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. Whatever the fuck that means. Either way.
We had Neil here, he'd explain it.
Yeah, I'm sure he would for 7
For 45
hours.
minutes.
Yep, just like Tomb Raider. You probably didn't catch that.
No, I saw it. The 45 minutes on Tomb Raider.
He is Tomb Raider. But, yeah, Michigan's still in it. My pick. No shocker there.
Well, I mean, kind of your pick. You picked it because you thought it was Michigan State.
Yes, but they
close
are...
to Detroit. Yeah, we know.
Yes, so whatever. They're going to win it tonight.
No, they're not.
They're going to win it.
I bet you they lose by at least 25.
Do you want to make a friendly wager
Did you?
on that?
That's fine. Did you
25, see? No, you actually want to give me a 25 point. You believe that Michigan's going to lose.
All right, I'll say 15.
15 is still okay.
I'll say 15. I bet you they win. Villanova wins by 15. It's going to be a blowout.
Okay.
You got 13 threes and one. Are you losing your mind?
No, that's different. You can't just because someone scores a lot on one team does not mean it translates to scoring a lot on another team.
Go ahead, bet away.
But they scored a lot of points on a defensive Kansas team.
Yeah, but obviously Kansas's defense was trash. What was it? See, it's hard for me to, as someone who watches a lot of basketball, I can't sit here and say that Kansas's defense was really good, but the offense was better for Villanova. For me, I think Kansas choked, and Villanova took it and got 13 threes. There's no way they're going to hit 13 threes again. I would bet
they're going to hit 14.
No way. No way they even... I would be surprised they hit double digits. That's just my opinion. I know Michigan's not a defensive team, but I think they're going to be able to score more and then control the pace. That's my opinion. So I would bet... I'll bet a WWE shirt on it. Not that Michigan... No. Only that Villanova's going to win.
Regardless, I'm going to get a WWE shirt tonight.
No. If Michigan wins, then you owe me a shirt.
Okay.
But if Villanova wins, but it's by less than 15 points, you don't have to buy me a shirt, but I don't have to buy you a shirt.
All right, so Villanova has to win by at least 15 and I get a shirt. If that doesn't happen, I don't get a shirt. And if Michigan wins, you get a shirt.
Correct. Deal. All right, cool. That's all right. That's the end of the podcast. So, all right, we got our picks. The Kansas game was I actually watched it. It was disappointing. It was like the Kansas fans were like all crying and stuff. It was depressing as shit. Which, I guess that's what they do.
Yeah, whatever.
But,
screw them.
You know, it's exciting. A lot of people are pumped about it. I don't know.
We won't be watching it. So.
No, it's all.
I mean, we'll go to it during commercial breaks. But
yeah,
that's
it's commercial.
pretty much it.
But we don't ever talk about this, but I wanted to do it because Tyler is a big fan of it, and I love it too. UFC. I don't know if you watch a lot of UFC, but there's
here and there.
Yeah, it's one of those things that everything's pay per view, so you can't.
You got to pay $90 to see it.
They need to come out with a network. But UFC, we have a card coming up. There was Tony Ferguson versus Khabib. I'm not even going to try to say his last name. It's super Russian. But Khabib, they've been trying to make this fight happen. This is the 4th time it's fallen apart. So every time they make the fight, and then one of them pulls out. So Dana White came out. He's the president of UFC. He said that he's done. He's never going to make that fight again. It's cursed. That's exactly what he said. So Max Holloway, the 145-pound champ, he is the champion after Conor McGregor relinquished the belt. He's stepping up to fight Khabib at 155, and he would actually take the strap that Conor did have, but that also got stripped. Conor McGregor got stripped of both his belts because he hasn't fought in so long. And Conor took that when Tony pulled out. He made a tweet that said, "These fighters pull out more than I pull my dick out," and that was his big tweet. They put it on ESPN without bleeping the dick part out. So it was pretty good.
That's fantastic.
I don't know if they just dropped the ball or what, but that's how I saw it on Sports.
They apparently didn't watch the Super Bowl, Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, so they don't got the 5-second.
I think that was the moment I became like a football man, like when I saw that. I remember I was watching with my mom, and my mom was like, "That's a titty." I'm like, "That is, yeah, it is."
That's what that is.
That is, Mom.
Were you standing in your kitchen naked drinking milk?
I was not. That was before the drunken milk caspades. But yeah, and then that just I'll have to go at UFC. UFC was actually in talks. The company was going to be, it's being shopped technically, and the person everyone wants to buy it is Vince McMahon because they think Vince can actually make it profitable. Because right now they don't.
I think Triple H could.
Yeah, but Vince is a good businessman. He might not have the best storylines anymore, and he might be outdated there, but I do think he's the only one that could actually pump life into it. But he's doing the XFL thing, so I don't know if he would do that. I don't know why he's doing it. Did we talk about the XFL?
No, because it's not worth talking about.
Ridiculous. But
speaking of UFC, is it the rumors true that Tyler was talking about Ronda Rousey signing a match? Did we look into that, or was that fake?
Completely false.
Was it false?
It was an April Fool's thing. Completely false. She signed a 1-year exclusive deal with WWE. That's her only focus. Now, she can eventually do the stuff like Brock did if she wants to. I don't think she has any interest in doing that.
No, she doesn't want to get her ass beat 3 times in a row.
I don't know how she would recover now because she's in such a big limelight.
She
I don't think she
contemplated suicide after her last loss.
Which I thought was absolutely ridiculous because losing is a part of everything.
Anything.
That's competitive. That's part of competitiveness.
And she ran that division. Like, when you thought UFC... Like, I honestly, if I thought UFC, not just the women's area, the UFC, first thing that came to mind was Ronda Rousey. Because she was... It's not that bad.
No, maybe it's just that's okay. But you're right. She was the queen of the UFC along with like Conor and GSP and those big dogs.
It's a little rough.
But Rousey, I think she got exposed. I think she got really lucky, right time, right place. There's no insult to that. She's very lucky, but I don't think she was ever as good as she was meant
as shown.
Yeah, I don't think she. Once you put her in there with actual fighters, she got her ass whooped, and that showed. I think
she was one of those. She went in head first, and she tried taking you out quick, and it all came to fruition like when she went up against Holly Holmes because Holly Holmes had a huge reach. Yeah. So as soon as Ronda went in for that attack, like Holly just popped her. And
she was a kickboxing like champion. Like she won like multiple titles in kickboxing. And yet Rousey decided to go in there and try to stand with her. Yep. That's just dumb. That's the whole point of MMA. She was a judo Olympian, and she was sick with an armbar. Well, I don't know why she ever got away from that, and she never went back to it. Like all of her losses came. She went out there and tried to stand with.
She tried knocking them out, opposed to submission.
Yeah, you just can't. You just wouldn't do that. It's silly. But I think she's gonna do a lot better in WWE. I think she's gonna be rough for a while. But I think in a year or two, she's going to be an absolute superstar. I think whether she's bad in promos now, I think we forget that she's never been trained in promos. So,
This is true.
Maybe in UFC, like that's why Conor's such a superstar because he naturally is good at promos.
Some people are.
Yeah, and he's got that swagger to him. So he's able to go in the ring, deliver in the ring, and then he gets on that mic and he's got that, that swagger to him, that Paul Heyman-esque where he can get you going. So, yeah, Rousey just needs to work on that. But before we get into wrestling, we'll go to NBA. Did you see McCaw, the Warriors player?
Oh, my God.
His injury?
Did you see Vince Carter after it?
Yeah,
he was in tears on the sidelines.
Well, I'm sure he was thinking he like, paralyzed him with so much of that going around.
That was a nasty thump.
Yeah, and it ended up being just a spinal contusion, which isn't that serious. It can be. But it was more of like a scare. She got shocked. I knew when he started rolling on his own he was going to be okay. But, yeah, that was pretty crazy. And that was all over the place.
That was gnarly.
Vince did a whole bunch of things, went and saw him, stayed with him in the hospital, all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. But I thought that's one more injury to the Warriors. They're down. I think
They're in rough shape right now.
They're down like 3 Warriors, I think. So I think Thompson just came back and Durant did.
Durant's back.
But leading into that, the Rockets are the best team in the NBA,
Yep.
undisputed.
They're gnarly.
They just took the number 1 seed, which is the first time in 4 years the Warriors haven't been the number 1 seed, which is crazy to think about because we were just talking about how we think we're going to look back at the Warriors and be like, this is the dynasty. This is like it's an exaggeration, but the Jordan-esque or like the Heat when they went on their four in a row type thing. That's what the Warriors are going to be.
Did you just try and put LeBron with Michael Jordan again?
He is.
Why do you continue to do that garbage?
Because he's the better overall basketball player.
He does it on purpose.
I'm sorry, it's just facts. Did you see that this week? He broke another NBA record. Most consecutive games.
With 10 points.
With 10 or more
he
points.
also started like 4 years earlier than Michael Jordan did in his career. So, I mean, it happens.
I guess, too, it's something to do with when he retired, it reset it or something. So, realistically, it would have been like 1,800 games or something crazy. But when he retired
to go to baseball and then sucked.
Yeah.
Sorry, I like Michael Jordan, but fuck.
Yeah, he was who was the, oh my God, Primetime. Primetime was good. Bo Jackson was good.
Deion Sanders?
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to get
at? Yeah, Primetime. Yeah. Deion Sanders. He was really good at baseball, but Michael Jordan was good at golf, though. I think Michael Jordan golfed professionally, too.
Michael Jordan's a really good golfer.
Yeah.
He ain't no Charles Barkley, though.
Charles Barkley's hilarious.
I hate Charles Barkley.
So do I.
So do I. Hilarious, though.
Every time he opens his mouth, a little baby dies.
I hate Charles Barkley. It's like... It sounds like his maple syrup stuck in every portion of his mouth, and I hate his opinions. And I just wish
got a Krispy Kreme stuck up in there somewhere.
Yeah, given from Shaq. See, Shaq is funny. Like Shaq is funny to me, but I hate Charles Barkley. So that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I hate Charles Barkley. I agree 100%. When he talks, it's like, what is wrong with you?
But if he sees us, like and subscribe. Yeah. The only other thing I have with the NBA is that at least has to do with me. Is one of the best Miami Heat players who's on Whiteside.
Yeah, he's pissed.
Yeah, he's very pissed.
He got sat the last, couple minutes of a game.
He doesn't make his goddamn free throws. It's simple. If you can't make your free throws, they're going to hack-a-shack you, and then you're going to lose the game for us.
The reason it's called hack-a-shack, big guy.
You gotta. I don't understand big guys who don't make their throw. I just don't. It doesn't make sense to me. You get paid to put the ball in the hoop. All you have to do is go in there and shoot, 1,000 shots a day. It sounds like a lot, except they're getting paid millions. And then you become an all-around threat. I never understood that. I never understood with Shaq. Shaq got away with it because he was the most dominant center of all time. There's not another Shaq, and there probably never will be.
No.
So you can't hack a Shaq when you're not as good and dominant as Shaq. That's my opinion. I don't think what they fined him too. Actually, they fined Whiteside, so that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, because he got angry and was saying some naughty things.
Yeah, and he went out and talked about it. Like he actually went out and said it during an interview and shit.
Yep.
All right, so we'll move on to the NFL. Right now it's the off season, so there's not.
Yeah, but off season programs start in next month.
Yeah, it starts pretty quick. Surprisingly.
The Bucks start May 22nd. Is their off season programs?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just read that, and I think Houston's is in like 6 days. Dude, that's so flat. The Coke is so flat. Oh my God. How did you get over there? Anyway. I want to talk about the power rankings right now, because obviously they don't mean shit until it starts. Oh, that's a problem.
Yeah, big problem.
Bummer, man.
Drink liquor.
Yeah, just drink the liquor.
Anyways, keep
I
going.
am the liquor, Randy.
But the Rams are first, Vikings second, Saints third, Eagles fourth, and fifth Patriots. I thought it was surprising the Eagles were fourth. Like, yeah, they didn't make a ton of moves, but they're still the champs. It's kind of disrespectful.
Yeah, but they ain't the Patriots.
But the Patriots
I get
are
it.
fifth.
I get it.
It's just,
Speaking of the Patriots, good segue. How about Gronk? He's all over the news about the whole, is he going to retire? Is he not going to retire?
well, he's got one, he doesn't even need the money he has. And two, he's got so many injuries, he wants to retire. And three, I think he's just going to retire. It's going to be like a trifecta.
Did you see him at Shaq's party?
Oh, dancing it all? He
Yeah.
kills me, dude. Gronk is like every party guy's favorite person. I love Gronk. He does moves that I couldn't dream of doing. But I think it's just going to be Belichick retires, Gronk retires, Brady retires all at
Holy
once.
Jesus.
It just gut
The Bills have a chance.
The Bills are gonna have a chance, and they're gonna botch it.
Somehow they'll let the Jets take over that division.
They're gonna wide left it or something. Get kicked out
Was
of
it
the
left or
division.
right? Was it both?
I'm not even gonna answer you because it's just so not nice.
I would just plead the fifth. But
Really, Detroit?
shut up. That was mean.
Yeah, it was really mean. You didn't have to go there.
Too far. But the cool thing in the NFL, which I love, is every year they kind of even I like how teams do it too. The April Fool's thing.
Yep.
So you were talking about how the Bucks had what was it? You traded Mike Evans.
We traded no. It was Jameis Winston, Gerald McCoy, professionals. And a first round, a second, and a third in the next upcoming draft for Tom Brady.
Yeah.
And then at the very bottom said April Fools, haha.
Yeah, and then the other one was Odell Beckham goes to the Browns, which that one got me because we talked about it.
Yeah.
We talked about the prospect of that happening. So when I saw that, I was like, no fucking way, and I got it, and I got fooled. Detroit had bad ones because we have such talentless history. They had to go to the well and say that Barry Sanders was coming out, and I'm like, motherfucker's 55. Even if he came out, he'd break a hip. You can't that's not fun. They couldn't even come up with a good one for Detroit. We couldn't even trade for Brady because we have no one to trade. And then the other one was Megatron comes back and he's gonna play quarterback. I'm like, you guys aren't even trying. Detroit doesn't even try.
I can still see Megatron coming back though at some point. He's
Oh,
still
yeah.
young.
I
He's
still say
coming back.
He should have came and signed with the Patriots. He still should have. But Detroit was petty as fuck about it. They said no, we wouldn't let you go because they still have signed technically,
Yeah.
and they have what is it, power of something. But I don't. Do you have anything else with the NFL? There's not a lot going on.
Yeah, there's nothing crazy going on.
Surprise!
Right now.
There's no arrests, which is amazing. No, Raiders are still standing, amazingly.
Well, I mean,
Oakland is still standing. People, that's amazing. The city of Oakland.
oh, here's another one with Odell about football. It's breaking news: the Bucks have acquired OBJ. Sources say the Bucks have given their first and second round picks in the 2019 third round pick and the Giants in exchange for the young wide receiver. Welcome to Tampa, April Fools.
Yeah, see, I love that. There were a lot of Odell ones because they were.
Well, yeah, because he's the big name right now in the NFL.
And honestly, for me, they were all believable. I was hoping, but there was no one Detroit.
It made no sense for us to take him though, because I 100% agree that Mike Evans is top 5 receiver in the league, and then we got Deshaun Jackson. He's still decent.
Oh, but yeah, he's one of the veteran.
When I saw that, I was like, this has got to be April Fools. There's absolutely no reason we need him.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. But yeah, there's not a lot going on in the NFL, unfortunately.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Give it a couple months.
I guess the last Deshaun Watson.
Chargers.
Huh?
Geno signed with the Chargers.
Yeah, Geno Smith. He got a year.
Geno
contract.
broken jaw.
Because
Smith.
someone freaked out. I was reading it. All the comments, because I like reading comments. Everyone's freaking out that Colin Kaepernick doesn't have a job, but Geno Smith signed with the Chargers.
Yeah, but Colin Kaepernick made it.
It was personal. It was at first. It was for police brutality, but then it turned into he likes the limelight. And he's just he did it himself.
How long has he not played? Is it a year or two?
No, it's been 2 years.
So
Freddie,
it's a
listen. This is a family show. Don't eat that.
What is it?
It's a pod.
Tide Pod? Do
Tide
not. Oh my god, we do
I was
not.
gonna eat it.
We do not endorse Tide Pod.
It's squishy.
Squishy.
Anyways, back to Colin Kaepernick. Yeah, it's been 2 years.
Candy on a bun.
We need you.
I think it's hard.
How many years has it been since Colin? Is it 2?
I think it's hard when it's 2 years when you're not playing. For me, if I was a GM, I'd sit at that and go, if I put everything aside, all the protesting and all that stuff, I would sit and say, this dude hasn't played in 2 years. That's a lot of missed reps. And yeah, you can practice with your friends and even with trainers and stuff, but being in the game, it's a whole different world. Mm-hmm. It's not the same. You can't replicate it. That's why some teams are amazing in training camp, and then they're amazing at pre-games or the preseason.
And they get to the main
it's
regular season.
It's a whole nother level of competitiveness. So I don't know. I'm not saying what he did was wrong because he made his own decision. I give him props on that, and good for him. But at the same time, you can't sit and cry over spilled milk when you spilled the milk. You knew what was going to happen. You have to accept the repercussions, whether right or wrong. I'm not saying it's either way, but you can't sit and
Yeah.
say that this is unfair when you haven't given them anything in 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, the first year I will say it was wrong, but I think this year it's just hard.
Sources close to Rob Gronkowski are saying he's going to return as well,
He's
as long
returning.
as Tom Brady returns.
Yeah.
All of his issues are with Bill Belichick, and Belichick still isn't all in on him. But
I don't know how you couldn't be all in on Gronk. The dude, yeah, he has an injuries, but
his stats. Look at his stats. Regardless,
no, Belichick feels like he isn't all in for the team. Like he isn't just really like one. You know how Belichick loves his like.
no,
It's because he can't control.
Mhm.
He can't control.
I think that's what it is. Like he's like
I won't
not,
disagree.
yes, sir.
I won't disagree with that. I think Gronk is an amazing player, but I don't think he's a great teammate. And the only reason I think that is, yeah, the party stuff is awesome for us to watch. That would bug me as a teammate because whether they want to admit it or not, partying like that of all nights, their body is that's their life, that's their work. When you go and you drink 5 nights of the week, whether you're hitting training camp or not, you're hurting your body, you're hurting yourself, you're hurting the team. So that would bug me. I mean, everyone has a right to do what they want, but when you have I know you hate this example, but like LeBron puts 1.5 million into his body every year, and he barely drinks and he barely does all these things, and he has the same ambitions that any other human does, but he does that because it's the right thing to do for his team and for himself, for his family. Gronk, on the other hand, goes and does the Gronk party cruise and shit instead of going to like training camps and getting better. That would bug me, especially when he's so talented. He has unlimited potential.
he does.
And it would bug me that he's not. I don't think he's accessing it all. I don't. I think LeBron is an example in another sport of someone who was extremely talented and then put extreme hard work into it. And I think it's the same for Brady. I think Brady is the same way. I think all of the all-time greats are like that.
Yeah.
I don't think any of the all-time greats were out there going crazy doing
No,
what
they
Gronk
weren't.
does.
Gronk, like I've said 100 times, and you said it. Gronk is one of a kind.
One of a kind. And, to each their own. Good for him. He's going to have a funner career than anyone else.
Yep.
But, I understand Belichick being nuts.
Before we switch gears, one more thing on football.
Mm-hmm.
What are the chances? How do you feel the chances of Manziel being a backup or on a team the start of the regular season?
It's funny.
This
I was
year.
just reading
Impossible.
They're talking about. They said that it's not like really going to happen this year, and he even says, "I'm not finished yet. Like I'm not, I'm a work in progress, basically." But they're throwing around like him being a third string for like
The Patriots was one of the
Patriots.
names.
In need of a third quarterback, is there a better option for the Pats than Johnny Manziel?
Yes, there is. I would take Kaepernick any day of the week over Manziel. Manziel hasn't played for 2 years either, and he has such a shit. He's smaller, too. He's smaller. We forget. I think people forget Kaepernick took him to a bowl. They took him to a Super Bowl, lost, but you could argue they almost won that. There's a couple of controversial calls, and it was a great defense. But I would never let
I
Manziel.
get what you're saying, but at least Manziel has like sort of humbled himself. Where Collins still
Maybe.
like,
We'll see.
I did nothing wrong, and you know that like the owners and everybody loves that type of stuff.
Yeah, Manziel's got more appeal, no doubt about that. But I would take I guess I've got a different. I don't have a GM approach. I have a teammate approach.
Yeah.
That's all I've ever been. I've never been a coach or a GM. But as a teammate, I would not want a Manziel because when he was with in Cleveland, remember he would go out and party with Josh Gordon.
He went on the Gronk party cruise his first year.
Horrible influence, and if you can't do it, if you can't handle the limelight and do all that, then I just don't think you deserve it.
Yeah.
At least Kaepernick doesn't do things like go out and get wasted and domestic violences against his girlfriend, all that shit. At least there's that. But I don't know, if Manziel ends up even as a third string, I'll be absolutely shocked. I think they should send him to the CFL, let him do a year there. If he does good in the CFL, give him another
He's
shot.
already said that his main priority is to get back in the NFL. But if he doesn't get on a team this year, he says he understands, but he's going to take his talents down to South Beach.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucked up. My bad.
Oh,
yeah, he's going to take his talents
Miami
to
instead of
the CFL and play there for a year.
instead of Ryan the broken leg Tannehill.
It does sound. I mean, like it does.
I would not be
Arsenal sounds
surprised.
like
I'm going to tell you right now, I think there's a 50% chance you see Johnny Manziel as a backup in this league.
That actually bothers me. That
I don't
it
know.
just does. It just bothers me.
I agree with Aaron. He's
doing
saying
the work.
all
It
the
might be
right
an
things
act. He's
for
doing the work
all.
And he's saying all the right things.
Yep.
And you don't think about like a Jerry Jones type attitude where Colin Kaepernick is suing everybody and their brother for whatever reason. And then you got him.
You got
who's
Johnny
going to-
Manziel saying he's sober, he's not drinking anymore, he
He's
got
married
married,
now,
his
he's-
wife is the best thing that's ever happened to him, he's
doing all
focused
these
on his
workouts.
career.
Like, all these
How
workouts.
old is he? Do you know that?
24, 25.
Oh wow, he's still very young.
Yeah,
I think
he's young.
Kaepernick's though young.
Kaepernick's, yeah, late 20s.
I mean, I don't know. I guess everyone deserves a second chance, but I just feel like I don't know.
If you're Josh Gordon, you get like 6.
Yes, this is true. I guess in the NFL, you get as many chances as you want. Look at Ezekiel and Ezekiel's case is I guess a bad example, but a lot of them get everyone except like you said last week Ray Rice. Everyone
but Ray Rice.
Yeah.
All right.
He looks healthier. I think he'll get a shot.
You're probably right. I just kind of hope. I would rather him go to CFL, prove his worth, and then come back, earn it. That's what I think. But I guess if you're a third string, it's not like you're gonna be playing much anyway, unless you're on the Browns. If he goes to the Browns, he'll play. When they fail,
No, because the Browns drafted him. They're not gonna take him back.
they'll take anything.
Tyrod, stop.
They've literally sat there and said if LeBron wanted to try out, they would take LeBron. A guy who plays basketball, they would take him.
I would try out as a defensive end just to take a low shot on his knee. Anyways,
You're the
keep going.
worst type thing.
Next.
Well, that's it for NFL.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
I mentioned Deshaun Watson, right? Did I?
No.
I don't think I did. Deshaun Watson is coming back from an ACL injury. They think he's going to be.
Week 1?
Yeah, he's supposed to be week 1. He's doing really good. I guess he went ham on the physical therapy. That's the hardest part with ACL injuries. If you do the therapy, which is really painful and it sucks, yeah, then you can come back from it. It does make you want you. I hope it's not because he was amazing.
He was awesome.
He had what was it, 8?
I called it when he got drafted. I said, "Watch out for him. He's going to be gnarly."
I'm telling you, he comes back healthy with JJ, Clowney, all them boys. Hopkins. I'm telling you, they're not going to be a joke. They're going to be.
And that division's horrible.
I've always said if I could rewrite history, if I were to become a fan around when JJ was drafted, that would have been my team. I love JJ that much. JJ, I hope he comes back good too.
And I hope he stays healthy all year.
I love JJ. JJ makes the game better for me. Watching JJ play is amazing.
Yep.
And I was watching a little video, if you want to YouTube, JJ talking smack. It's amazing. It's like the most respectful shit talk ever. But he's like I don't want to keep hitting him. I like him, but you keep making me hit him. I love that. I love that smack talk. When they get mic'd up, I wish all the players were mic'd up. I would pay extra just to listen to them all mic'd up. It was a good try.
No, I can't put a beer in it, so
Well, I'm sorry that our tripod's doing a 7-10 split. Our cameraman took a little vacay, and we got the Freddy. You did good though.
I mean, I set it up. You can see each other, right?
Yeah, no, you
You're
did.
good to go.
You did the
complaining.
Okay, hostile cameraman. Hostile camera. He's a little bit.
Rip your heart out and eat it.
Yeah, he told me earlier he was gonna rip my heart out and eat it. That was his response. Angry ass Mortal Kombat motherfucker. All right, so I guess we have. Seriously, we have 27 minutes left. So wrestling. It is 6 days away from Mania.
Woo!
6 goddamn.
If you're not going to
days.
be at Mania, you're a loser.
Oh man.
Oh, he's coming in.
Yes.
We got.
It is Mania. It is the end of Mania season.
Yep.
We have 6
I
days.
can't go to.
It breaks my heart.
Hashtag sadness.
Serious sadness. But we can still talk about what you think is going to happen. Because we talked about it a little bit last week, how you think Balor needs to come out and
Conquer the world.
I think it's looking good for Balor. I think they're building him.
I think he's going to win the title because they're going to throw Seth back into the.
He deserves to be in the title picture. Seth. So does Balor. But I think Balor gets. I would like to see him win the Intercontinental and then go to SmackDown. And then I think so many eyes would go on SmackDown.
He's going to SmackDown.
But if he wins the Intercontinental, he might not go. So
Miz was the Intercontinental when he came to Raw.
Yeah,
with
but
the belt.
yeah, I guess that's true.
I'll watch SmackDown.
Yeah, I mean SmackDown's not. It needs work. The storylines need work. I think they actually should make it 3 hours. I think with as much as they have, and they make it 3 hours, they could build on the stories more. But I think with 2 hours, you just have nonstop go. It's a lot harder to build stories.
Oh, before we get too in depth into wrestling, I wanted to talk to you about the hockey thing.
Yeah.
What team was that? What team did I say?
The Kings.
No.
The Braves.
No. Blackhawks. Thank you.
Atta girl.
The Blackhawks hockey team. All right, so every hockey game, they have their main goalie, their backup goalie, and then they have a third goalie that just gets tickets and sits in the stands for either team. He's an alternate for either team.
So that's like actually a thing?
That is a real thing. So you have one team, two goalies, one team, two goalies, third goalie that sits in the stands. If something happens to both goalies, they call upon him. And he signs a one-night contract, goes and plays.
It's kind of cool.
This guy is an accountant. I don't know his name, but he's an accountant.
Okay.
Okay? He worked a 12-hour shift, went to this hockey game, and the Blackhawks' primary goalie got hurt earlier in the day playing indoor soccer.
Stupid.
Their backup goalie got hurt during the game, so they called upon this guy, who's like a 37-year-old accountant, beer leaguer, doesn't play that much hockey.
Yeah.
But he ended up winning the game for him. Had 7 saves in a row and ended up winning the game.
Can you look up his name, Aaron?
Yeah.
That'd be really cool. So this was this week?
Yeah, this was just this past week. So,
That's incredible.
My weeks are different than normal people's weeks.
Yeah.
Because this is my Saturday, so.
I don't know if you would know this, but how does the pay work there? Does he get?
He obviously doesn't get like a salary, but he gets like a stipend. I mean,
It's got to be some hell of a right.
It's not that big. I mean, he gets free tickets to every game he wants to go to.
I know NHL players don't make that much to begin with, which is insane.
He gets paid.
He
definitely gets paid. And correct me if I'm wrong, anyone out there, but
Foster.
There you go.
Scott Foster.
Yes, Blackhawks emergency goalie.
How cool is that? How only in hockey would you have a guy that sits in the stands?
Literally, he
Every
sits
team,
in the
yeah.
stands.
That's so cool.
It's pretty sweet.
Hockey is so different than any other sport.
It's great.
It'd be kind of nerve-wracking if you're like a
funny part, too.
37-year-old and you see the backup go down, like, oh,
No, they've got to
shit.
die for it,
He's
right?
declined every single media outlet since then. He just wants to go back to his normal life.
Yeah.
That's so cool, though.
It is pretty sweet, though.
like-
Average Joe, obviously his dream was to play in the NHL, probably didn't make it, or maybe played a year or two, AHL, NHL, and then they call upon him, and, for being a goalie in a beer league, it's not that intense, and then to sit there and have these NHL players slamming, one-shot wonders, fucking slappies
7
at
saves.
you.
I'm not too savvy in, but that's a lot.
I mean, it's a good amount. They were up by 4, which is pretty high in hockey, but they were up by 4, but they took 7 hard shots at him, and they were like actual saves. They weren't like garbage saves in the front. They were like
real saves.
Slappies from the blue line.
I bet you money they'll make a movie out of this.
They should.
They're gonna. It's gonna be
Goon
like the Beer Leaguer Returns or
The
some
only
shit.
thing he says is Foster expressed to his team that he preferred to prioritize his family and his work following his NHL stint, and the team is supporting his preference.
How
That's
cool.
the only thing he'll say.
That's
It's
just
pretty
cool.
sweet though.
Like that guy deserves media outlet, like attention. That's cool to me.
He got to live his dream.
Yeah, what a cool story.
It's pretty cool.
All right, so back to WWE. I wanted to talk about
Back to
that.
Balor.
It's kind of
Cool.
cool. Back to the man Balor.
Yeah, Balor. I think I'm hoping he gets tonight on Raw. It's the go home show, so they always go
Tim and
ham.
Seth.
They go ham. I know in so far Balor has beaten Seth every time. Seth has never beaten Balor. I love that storyline, and I hope they keep that. I hope Balor wins at Mania, and I hope that Seth and him have a sweet feud, because I think watching them work, especially with their history with the Universal title, would be really good shit.
So you think Seth wins this match?
No, I don't think
tonight?
Seth wins at all. I don't think Seth wins.
You don't think Seth wins this match,
No.
and then they give a little hint towards the Demon King, and then the Demon King comes out and wins it in Mania?
I don't know if they're gonna do the Demon King.
I don't think Demon
Why
King's going
not?
to be at Mania.
Mania!
Because it hasn't called for it.
They would have already built
Yeah,
up
they
to
would have
that,
already
so,
hinted at it.
I want them to too, but I mean, it would be honestly, I'd be equally as surprised though if they surprised us with it and they didn't hint it. I always like Mania surprises.
I'm a big Demon King fan.
Oh yeah,
so.
I was watching old NXT things and I saw the first time he did it, and the first time he did it, the crowd had no idea what the fuck he was doing, and it was still cool. Like the crowd didn't know what to do when he did like the wave thing, but they were like, "Whoa, this is cool! Like this is badass."
Big pop.
But I don't know if he could do the Demon King, because if the ramp is anywhere the size it was last year,
it'd take him 40 minutes to get down to
40
the ring.
minutes later, he gets there and everyone's like, just fucking go. Just wrestle. But, I don't know. We'll see. I hope Balor goes over. Everyone keeps thinking The Miz. I think The Miz is great.
They can't make The Miz over. The Miz is a great villain.
He is. And I don't think he needs a title. I just don't think
He doesn't. He's that wrestler that doesn't because he's great on the mic, but...
I think Balor would do good shit with that.
They're also saying he's taking some time off because his baby was born early.
Yeah, how cool is that, too? He's lucky. Mm-hmm. It probably would have came close.
Well, that and he's going to be the next Rock, right? Making movies?
Miz? No way.
The Marine 17.
I will say Cena's impressed me. I want to see cock blockers. I really do.
I want to see that.
And I think he's found his niche. I don't think he's ever going to be The Rock as far as, like, depth goes. He'll never be in those tear jerkers. Maybe he will.
I think he's only got one character he can play.
Yeah. Like
that funny, witty, nitty kind of guy.
Yeah, where he's like the jacked up dork almost. Like, that's funny. That's always going to be funny. But I don't know if he's going to have the range that The Rock had. Like, The Rock, like...
Has The Rock played in a tearjerker?
Yeah, Gridiron Gang. He was really good in that.
That's the first movie that came to mind, but...
Gridiron was really good. Game Plan was a comedy with Disney, but there were, like, emotional moments in
Tooth Fairy?
Tooth Fairy, like...
I don't know how that was. I didn't see it.
I don't know. Actually,
don't lie. You saw it.
You saw it in theaters. No, you already told me you went and saw that in theaters, so...
Listen, I edit this, so I'm going to cut that. I'm putting Freddie's voice. I watch it every day.
No.
But I think The Rock, that his whole goal was acting. So I think he was taking acting classes from like 01, like before he even knew he would get a chance. So I don't know if Cena will ever get to that point, but he's also only like 41, so who knows? I do think it's cool that Cena...
But does Cena want to get to that point?
I think so.
Or is he just happy with where he's at right now?
No, I think Cena's got a couple part-time years left, and he's going to ride off in the sunset, new movies.
He'll be on the Blues Clues.
Yeah, he did say he wanted to do that.
That would be weird.
I don't know how I feel about...
John Cena being
Cena.
Steve.
Yeah, I don't want some yoked out ex-wrestler talking to my kids.
Where's my goddamn notebook?
You can't see me. The kids are like, what the fuck? What does this mean? You gotta explain that to the kids. But,
what'd you learn at daycare today? I learned how to do an F5, Mom.
I know you can't see me.
Come here, little Susie.
Little Jimmy, I can see you. You can't see me. No, I can see you. But it's cool to see Cena flourish. But I guess while we're on Cena's note, Cena versus Taker. We have to see Taker tonight.
I hope it happens.
Or it's not happening.
If we don't see Taker tonight,
it's not happening. It's not.
I think they built it up too much to
it's
not
gotta happen.
Could you imagine though if they didn't?
They'd be the biggest
There was
boner
a
killer.
report that said it's not happening tonight, and he's just going to be sitting in the front row as a fan because he's mentioning all the time, "I'm still going as a fan. I'm still going as a fan." And then Undertaker's going to come and surprise him.
See, I don't like that. I don't.
That's what they're saying.
I just think it's dumb from a business standpoint because, like I said, I think I said this last week.
You book Taker and Cena on every Raw, build it up.
To get people to want to see it. There's so many Taker fans. Like, my mom knows Undertaker. She hasn't watched wrestling in 20 years.
I don't care if you're not a wrestling fan. The Undertaker, he's a wrestler.
And, like, yeah, my mom wouldn't order WrestleMania just because of Taker, but it would help. It would help if I said, like, hey, Taker's on it. Oh, I know him, Same with, like, when she knew Roddy Piper and Ric Flair. All those old ones. You know the name. I think it would be really dumb for you to have someone as legendary as Taker, who's supposed to be technically retired, and you don't advertise that. I don't know how you don't advertise that and say
it's a new scheme they're trying to do something different. He shows up. If he shows up as the American Badass,
he's got to. If he doesn't show up American Badass tonight, I'm gonna be upset because that's what I'm.
Then you're gonna be upset.
No, dude, he retired the Taker gimmick.
He's retired it like 4 times though.
He's never done the gloves.
Sat down and, like,
yeah,
I think
there was a 20-minute thing where he sat there and took the gloves, everything. What a great way to retire that gimmick.
I can tell you right now, you and me know we've been watching wrestling long enough. At some point tonight on Raw, if we're watching and all the stairs are moved, like the Cena promo, if Cena comes out and every stair in there is gone, you know what's happening because he needs the room for his bike.
I'll tell you what, if I hear either American Badass or Rollin', I'm gonna mark. I'm gonna fucking mark. Because, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was my shit. Like, when Taker was the badass guy, I was like, oh my god.
I still remember when he showed up on Raw.
Oh, so cool. So cool. But I think that has to happen tonight. I think that's... And I did listen to Cena on a podcast in the last week, and I think he slipped, and he said... that he was like excited for Taker at Mania, and then he like backtracked and was like, if he decides to say yes, but he said it like it was
it was happening.
Yeah,
I think it's happening. I think you're gonna be pissed off because I think it's like Aaron said. I think it's not gonna. You're not gonna know until Mania.
I don't know how you can do that with so many matches. You just have to. If anything, that could probably close the card. That's how big of a match it is.
There's a lot of big matches that could close this card.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's gonna definitely beat Reigns versus Braun.
What did I see on Bleacher Report about Kalisto? In the last week, there was something hit about Kalisto.
Well, Kalisto has a bunch of problems against him because he always gets in fights backstage with people. Wow. Like he fist fought with Chris Jericho and stuff.
At least he's not Enzo.
That is true. He's not Enzo. We do not endorse Enzo.
We like him. We don't endorse what he does, though.
This is true. Well, we liked
him.
We don't anymore. But I don't know anything about Kalisto, actually.
Does Samoa Joe show up tonight?
No, I don't think they save him for the Mania after Pop. They have to. I mean, you have to think. You have a week to build Mania. All the storylines
had 4 weeks to build.
Well, Mania. Yeah, but they have that. You got to put that period on it. It's like explanation point, like get ready for the show. So they have to send us. I think they'll definitely. I'm calling it right now. There's going to be a Roman Brock pull apart.
What do you got there?
Yeah,
look at that.
Oh. Yeah, but that's
pick it out, boys.
There you go. There's Balor's. It's 25% off most things.
All right, people, pull out your phones.
Oh my god!
Pick what we want.
But anyway, I think that you're gonna see. Is that J&J? Mower of Lawns. Amazing. That's another thing. Well, I guess there's nothing on Matt Hardy actually because they're doing the Battle Royal thing.
Yeah.
But I guess before we close the show because we got to prep. AJ, did you see that? 20 or 30 wrestlers all came together and agreed that AJ is the greatest worker they've ever worked with and that he may be the best worker of all time.
Listen, when you drive a rocket minivan, you are cool.
Better than Shawn Michaels.
He's a soccer mom.
Better than Shawn Michaels. People said that. Shawn Michaels even said he might be better than me. Shawn Michaels, the greatest in-ring performer of all time.
And Vince McMahon also said that the XFL was going to be huge.
You can't do that. Don't do that. You can't do that. You can't.
I just did.
Dude, I don't even know
I just did.
I don't know how you even hate on AJ at this point.
I don't hate on him.
You saw AJ versus Balor. You saw AJ.
I told you. I took a big old swallow. I was like this.
You giving him props? That's how you give him props?
I'm looking forward to the AJ Nakamura, but I was reading some. Are they going to give them the time they need?
They have to.
Are they going to give them only a 12 to 15 minute slot?
No.
AJ versus Nakamura needs to be at least 20 minutes long.
It will be. There's no way. It doesn't matter what Vince thinks. There's no way that the two people, Nakamura and AJ, are going to sit there and be like, okay, we can make it work in 10 or 15. No. They're going to say, no, we are WWE champions. We want 20 to 30 minutes. And they deserve it, too.
They do. And they're going to put on... This is going to be the best match of the night.
They will.
I'm calling it right now.
Because there's going to be other matches that are squash matches to make it time.
Yep.
Like that Braun match probably won't last long.
Ooh, speaking of that, we find out whose partner is tonight.
Yeah, well, we don't know if it's tonight, but I'm going to make a call right now. We don't find out tonight. We find out at Mania, it's Dean Ambrose. I'm calling it.
See, I saw something I was going to ask you about. He was wrestling.
They pulled him off Access. He was at Access, the thing where you can go meet and greet.
He was in a sling, though.
Yeah, but of course he is. It's a work.
Oh, yeah.
He's not going to be walking around, doing weights and stuff. But if you're trying to work the crowd, you'd wear a sling. And they pulled him off Access and replaced him with Ric Flair and someone else. That's weird. Why would they do that? And Dean Ambrose doesn't pull out of things unless
Sorry.
Oh, Dean. I got it. Once I saw his face, I'm like, I hear what I said.
Edit that.
No, it's a highlight. But yeah, I think it's going to be Dean because the Bar injured him. It would make sense. And what a great way to get him back in the title picture. I think
it was Samoa.
No, it was Dean. Well, it was all three of them. But the Bar was the one who threw him when he was against the wall and all that shit. So it would make sense. And Braun, Dean, what a weird alliance that would be. That would be cool. That'd be a cool thing to bring him back to. Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm hoping it's that. I'm hoping
it's either that or it's Elias.
No, they've thrown around Rey Mysterio.
No, Ray. Yeah, but Ray signed with New Japan.
But I guess they're talking to him because they still haven't decided, so they might sign him. Excuse me, for a 1 year or 1 day. Sorry.
Oh, 1 day contract.
Samoa Joe versus Braun would be. I would want them to stay together for 6 months. They'd be so
Samoa
dominant.
Joe, and who would beat them?
No one. That would be awesome. Though, could you imagine that?
A around a lot of names, and none of them really sound bad.
No,
I could see Samoa get him into WrestleMania. Don't rush Dean. I get it. We all want Dean back, but if they honestly don't want him back yet, could you imagine the pop of Samoa Joe's music with Braun's partner?
I mean,
the bar's fucked.
It would be amazing because you get to see the bar just get beat the fuck down and then choked out.
And then the bar's done.
Yeah,
correct?
Bar's
done.
I don't think so. I think the bar's gonna stick around for a bit.
Bar's done. Bar's done.
I'd be okay with it though because they're both so good in singles.
They are.
So I'm okay with that. I do think that they would have to go to SmackDown because I don't think they could survive in the world of Raw right now. Raw is getting filled up.
You got to be huge to survive in Raw.
But
so they go to SmackDown and Balor whoops their ass.
Yeah, no, I'd like that. I really want. You know what the big thing is? Is if Balor goes to SmackDown, and we said I want him to go there and feud with AJ.
No, AJ would probably come to Raw.
I don't want AJ to go to Raw. I want to. You know how many people would watch? We would all watch AJ versus Balor.
It, but I'm telling you right now, AJ loses at Mania. I'm calling it. They're giving it to Nakamura.
I think so too because they want that first Japanese superstar to win it.
It's going to be two of them because Asuka is going to beat Charlotte. But you're going to see AJ go to Raw and you're going to see Balor go to because AJ's going to lose the title, so he's going to Raw.
Yeah, but we don't know if that feud's done. Just because it's Mania doesn't mean it's done. A lot of feuds continue.
Yeah.
So, and they haven't confirmed that the draft is coming up, and it might not be until July. So you have a couple pay-per-views there. And now that they're not separate pay-per-views, you can still do feuds without having, you know what I mean? You can still have Balor challenge
I still think
AJ.
they just need to break the draft. Just everyone goes to everything.
The Super Show things
because you have so many huge stars now. You don't need two separate shows with two separate teams.
You almost need a third show. There's so many.
There's so many.
Schedule though. That's the only reason why they did it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not really. They spend 300 days traveling.
Yeah, they sent a lot. The one thing I will say that bugs me.
I gotta go.
Is that okay?
CPR in progress.
What bugs me is that Elias isn't anywhere a part of Mania. I hope he gets like a little skit, like a little thing, like a concert or something. I hope
Mania? That'd be great.
Yeah, I hope he gets a concert or something. He deserves it. I love Elias.
So do I.
I'd be okay with Elias, Ray.
I walk with him.
Yeah, any of them.
I'd rather have Samoa Joe.
Samoa Joe would be nasty. Braun and Samoa Joe would be nasty.
That's
but
and Dean Ambrose, if that's who, that would be number 2.
Dean is definitely Dean's my number 1.
Elias, but no.
Dean's number 1. Elias is 2. Samoa Joe's 3, and then Rey Mysterio's 4. And it's not that I don't love Ray. I just think in that dynamic would be really cool. The big small thing, but is he good? Never mind. Okay. What else is there tonight? Obviously Brock. We talked.
We got Rousey and Triple H.
Face
and
off.
They're all facing off tonight.
There's gonna be.
Someone's going through a table.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm excited.
So that's exciting. What else is there?
Let's take a look.
Undertaker has not been spotted yet.
Fucking Taker better show up.
And they think they're going with that storyline. I'm telling you.
God, I'll be so disappointed.
Yeah, you're gonna be disappointed, big guy.
Come on, man. That would bug me. What else is there? We have the Cruiserweight Classic. We didn't even talk about how it's
Cedric and
Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a really good kickoff match. I really do think that.
Do we get any more of Roman and Brock?
Yeah, I think
Does Roman get his ass beat?
No, I'm calling it now, and I was trying to say it earlier. There's going to be a pull apart. Remember when Taker and Brock? There's going to be they're going to war, and the whole thing of that'll be the end of the show, and they pull them apart. I bet you anything. They're going to go to war with each other, so that's
These people are all backstage already tonight. Samoa Joe, Jeff Hardy, R-Truth, and Alicia Fox.
R-Truth. Oh my God, I forgot he was still with the company.
Brock Lesnar is in Atlanta.
Well, he is there. Okay. Well, that's actually perfect timing.
Yep.
We'll actually get off
we can
early.
set up and
yeah.
be ready
So,
to go.
it was a good podcast. Hit us up on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, all under the Swiss Army Nerd banner. Like, share, subscribe, and comment on anything you want. We're going to have multiple videos coming out for each segment. I'm working on that. We also are going to have our merch coming soon. I actually forgot to bring the stuff, but we're gonna have the merch coming soon, which is really cool. We're gonna actually be able to set up something where you can actually buy the merch for the 12 people that watch this. So we're super excited. But yeah, so yeah, hit us up. All of those outlets, Swiss Army Banner, easy to find us. Like, share, and subscribe. Do you have anything else to say?
I'm good.
That is it.
Hope you enjoyed.
WrestleMania season. Get there. Be there.
Give me Too Sweet.
Too sweet.